When you get home, I'm going to tell you about one of your Christmas surprises that you didn't ask for. It was something I thought of.
Hi, Q20 family. This is our 500-mile update and review, so I guess 542 to be specific. Let's go over a few things. So those of you that are shopping for a Q20 and considering it versus maybe those of you that already own one and what to expect and watch out for. So first off, let's start down at the bottom, the kickstand there. I came out to do this ride with this review and went to put the kickstand up, and the looseness in it had become so bad that it was literally kind of flopping around. I suspect that it's been loose since about 300-400 mile point, but it became so completely obvious today. So if you got a few hundred miles or kilometers on your Q20, you really need to take a look at those bolts and whether they've loosened up or not. I strongly suggest that you get some Loctite or some equivalent brand and go ahead and lock those down. Looks like we got a phone call coming in, so we're gonna have to stop for a moment. Oh, Q20 family there. Of course, ride safely is kind of my motto for being out here on the scoot, and just hey, probably first time hearing the word scoot, but that's what I refer to my e-bike as, is scoot, and pulled over to stop and take that phone call from my wife, and she was calling to tell me about some Christmas present I'm getting early. But anyway, back to my review of the Q20 there. So kickstand, definitely need to check that out, guys. Make sure that you Loctite that down before you have some kind of catastrophe. Next up, my S866 display here. Initially I started out as a 5-star review on it, but as I am living with it, one of the things is that after not riding my Q20 for probably about 5 to 7 days, apparently the battery memory is my best guess, faded out enough that it reset everything back to factory that the LCD comes set as. And so I'm guessing that's what happened, and without having had it reconnected or having had my actual battery on to power everything up, I'm guessing it just lost enough power and reset. So I'm not really sure. I'll have to try that out another time. But yeah, so that happened. And then the other thing was, and that would have took me down from a 5-star review, I probably would have put it at about a 4. And just yesterday riding it, it was 40 degrees out, so not particularly cold. I've ridden it when it's colder, and the display, the speedometer portion, got stuck at 18 miles an hour, and it was an easy enough fix to just power off and power back up. But I would probably put this at a 3.5 stars at this point. But would that stop me from recommending? No, absolutely not. I do like the fact that the display is a bit smaller than the factory one that RIDSTAR provides. And additionally, I kind of look at it and go, it was 25 bucks, what exactly do you expect out of it? And so for that reason, yeah, I would still recommend the S866, but just know what you're getting. Understand that. Let's see. Oh, there it was, the shock bottoming out again. That was simply going over the lip, onto the sidewalk. And that's why I've said before, this is not an off-roader, no matter what it looks like. Continuing on, the front right brake lever had a little bit of stiction going on. and that was where the end of the brake lever pushing against the piston that actually makes the brake function. There's a bit of stiction there. What I used to fix that is a simple 3-in-1 silicone lube. I specifically use that because there is a rubber seal in there, and the silicone is not going to harm the that rubber seal around the piston at all. Okay, we're going to stop for a moment and continue on because it's going to get loud going across the interstate. Okay, clear of the interstate now. So yeah, there was that little bit of stiction there. The 3-in-1 silicone lube took care of it, no problem. All is solved, good to go. But like I said, if you end up running into that same situation, make sure that you lubricate it with, I suggest, silicone, for the reason that it won't dissolve or harm that rubber seal at all. Let's see here, shifter working great. The On For You speaker working great, absolutely loving it. Front shock still just as worthless as I've said it was from the beginning. It works for mild city riding, but again, just the little lip going up under the sidewalk is enough to bottom it out. Rear shock I haven't noticed as much with my 200 pounds. The tires, I have my son-in-law testing out the Ultra Burst tires that I previously mentioned, and I'll be doing a review on those off of you know, his bike that he's been using. I just haven't got there yet, just haven't had the time. However, I have learned from my buddy Canadian Chris when he swapped out his factory tires for some aftermarket tires. One of the things that he had noticed was that the tubes that came from the factory seemed to be so poorly made that there were like small air leaks, you know, in the tubes themselves. So, you know, just keep that in mind. I know I run flat out, a number of other people do, and maybe I haven't noticed those little leaks so much because I do have the flat out in there. But yeah, apparently they are so thinly constructed that they do leak air. Going across the intersection here, keeping an eye out. There we go, made it across. I've also added, you can see here, I have this mirror added on. The mirror has really been a nice addition. I normally do a lot of night riding, and with that, trying to turn my head with my helmet is virtually impossible, and it is really up the safety of riding my Q20 having this mirror so I can see over there. And it did come with 2 mirrors. I've only put one on, and the reason being is I ride on the right hand shoulder. It's the left hand side that I need to be able to see, and so I haven't put the other one on, in part because I just don't really need it on the right hand side. And if I decide to at some point, not if but when I do end up crashing the bike, you know, if I end up messing up this mirror, I still got the other one to throw on. And so that's out there. Headlight working great. Shifters working great. Everything else is just going good. I do have a little bit of vibration noise. Not an actual vibration that affects the riding in any way, but I do have a little bit of vibration noise on the front end. I think it might actually be from that reflector up front, so I need to take a look at that and investigate it. Thing I did check is that it's not coming from my brakes. However, because of the same loosening that I had on my rear kickstand, I do plan on going through this bike and adding in Loctite in a number of places for the purpose of making sure things aren't loosening up. But overall, there you go. That's my 500-mile review. I still absolutely recommend the Q20. It's a great bike, and for the money, I have not found that you will find a bike with more power for the money, and I haven't found some of the more expensive bikes to be necessarily any more better in quality. Not as of yet. So anyway, there you go. Until next time, ride safely.